Good evening and welcome to Real Talk, where every Sunday night we offer insight, education, and resources to in home caregivers and those that are affected in their world. These are the children, the parents, the extended family, and everyone who loves them. And our goal is to offer real life time and learning through discussing real issues and offering real solutions. And when we do things live, sometimes we have little glitches. So tonight, I am very excited to welcome back someone who's been a guest with us before, Ginger Swift, who is the CEO and the Newborn Care Placement Director at ABC Nannies and Domestics out of Denver, and who's going to be sponsoring our upcoming live foundational and advanced training and filming event. And we're going to have the launch of 2 new courses while we're there. And so Ginger and I wanted to kind of just hop on and have a little chat and talk to you guys tonight to discuss this event and share a little bit more about what you can expect and a little bit more about kind of how ABC works and places newborn care specialists, because they're kind of a leader in the Denver market. And so we're going to talk about that. But first, welcome, Ginger. It's great to have you back.
Thank you, Tanya. It's great to be back.
Yeah, we love it. So we originally started working together, what do you think it is, like three years ago, maybe 4 years ago now?
2017.
Yeah.
I believe we had our first in-person course here.
Right. And so that was when you guys really kind of jumped into the market, and you very quickly became kind of the Denver leader for placing newborn care specialists, particularly where nanny agencies are concerned, because it's not something nanny agencies have traditionally done. And I know the people that work with you guys have been really thrilled about it. So before we kind of talk about the event, maybe share with us a little bit about working with ABC if somebody's a newborn care specialist and they're interested.
Okay. So we've placed night nannies for years. I mean, we've been around for 26 years, and we've always done night nanny placements. But we loved getting to know you, Tanya, and your newborn care specialist foundational class. And after seeing how valuable it was, we were definitely on board to make sure that our nannies had the opportunity to learn how to be an NCS and really become professionals in this field. And when anyone who has gone through your training specifically wants placement through us, we are really happy to talk to them. I get to know them. We do a Zoom interview. If possible, I try to meet them in person. It's important to me that they have experience and that they've done this before. So I do check references, even if it's daytime nanny work working with babies. I mean, I really want people that have infant experience. And then if they do have overnight experience, that's even better, obviously. I'm happy to get them in jobs where they'll get more and more experience. But once I meet a really great NCS, I want to keep them as busy as possible so I can use them as much as possible so I don't lose them, because I realize a really good NCS is coveted, they're requested, they're referred, and that's great for them. It's great for the whole industry that these NCSs are in such high demand.
Mm-hmm. And it is great. And of course, we love it. We love that our students are in that kind of demand. I'm going to totally put you on the spot for a second, Ginger, but one of the first things that you shared with me about doing this is how much you love supporting the families, and you love talking to them and finding them people. And that the fact that it impacted you so much really kind of touched me. And I know it will touch those people who love newborns. So would you share just for a minute a little bit about that?
Well, I'll tell you, as a mom, I had a baby. My first baby didn't sleep through the night for over a year. I obviously had no idea what I was doing. So I would have really benefited from someone who could come in and advise me on getting a baby on a schedule. I mean, it's not till after a year I was like, okay, I need to go read every book there is because I'm obviously doing something wrong. And then my second baby had colic. Well, doctors don't know what colic is. They couldn't tell me anything. And, hindsight's 2020, but it would have been really nice to know that, okay, probably my baby was very allergic to dairy. And even though I was nursing, I should not have been doing dairy. And these are all things I learned at your foundational course, Tanya. So when I went through your course the first year you had it here in Denver, I learned so much. And as a mom, that would have been such valuable information. So I know that when I send an NCS out who is taking your course, those moms are really going to get great support and a lot of knowledge. So it makes me feel really good sending them out.
Yeah.
And of course, if they have the advanced and the more, other training as well, I can't wait to actually sit in on your advanced course and learn how much more I could have learned as a mom.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that support of parents and families is really at the heart of what a good newborn care specialist does and is all about, supporting those babies, supporting those families. And that's a key aspect of it. So I love that it's personal to you, and that personal emotion and feeling around it and knowledge is what helps you support families so much better in placing NCS with them. So we're coming back to Denver because you guys at AVC have reached out to us again and said, look, we want to have you come back. I'm guessing things are busy in Denver.
I think they're kind of busy everywhere. I mean, there definitely is such a thing as COVID babies. And we're lucky we live in a beautiful place. And we have so many people moving here from New York, from California, from Houston, a lot of wealthy families that are from a place where having to help those first 3 months is something that's pretty normal. And so they're calling me and needing help. So that was one of the reasons I called. I'm like, we need another training. We did one early in COVID, which was great. And because I think people really need that hands-on learning. It is really hard to be on a Zoom call for 16 hours straight. I can't imagine learning that way. It's really nice to have the camaraderie of the other students, asking questions, playing with your baby dolls and learning how to swaddle in person. It's just much more valuable, I think.
Yeah. Although with COVID, they have to provide their own dolls now. There's a few changes, but you know what? We want to be safe and we want our students to be safe. So we do have a pretty formal COVID protocol that we work with now. But we're going to do the foundational training on the weekend. It's our traditional foundational training. It is not part of the filming event. We are going to be in a really large ballroom, and it's a room that you had told me about that initially I thought, whatever. No, it's just you could just sit and stare out the window all day long, right?
I don't know if you knew this, Tanya, but it used to be a restaurant. It used to be one of those rotating restaurants where you get all the views of the mountains and all of Denver. And at a certain point, they decided not to rotate it anymore. But it's one of the most beautiful rooms I've seen here in Colorado. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun to be in there, but it's a nice big room. And so we'll be training in a live classroom setting for the foundational. Then we're going to do the advanced class following that. And the advanced class is some of the same topics, more in depth, but most of it is kind of newer topics, but they're related to things that we've learned. It's learning farther, going more advanced, right? And we're going to refilm some of the events during that. So have you ever been at a filming event, Ginger?
I haven't. So what do we have to look forward to, Tanya?
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Our filming events, we try and make them fun because there is a lot of interaction. So I will be mic'd and on camera. They will be panning the audience periodically. There will be still opportunities to ask questions. So that's one of the things I get a lot is, well, if it's a filming event, will I get to ask questions? Yep, you absolutely will. So if you have questions, Ginger, we're going to ask you to raise your hand. We're going to hand you a microphone because we're filming this and we want our future audiences who see this on video to be able to hear your question and then hear the answer. Because the more of those things they get, the more it feels like a live experience for them. And so there will be film crews, there'll be lights, there'll be all kinds of stuff, but we still try and have a lot of fun when we do it. And yeah, it's interesting. And there's stops and starts, but all the information still gets covered. And we get through it and we learn a lot together, and it's going to be fun to have people in person. We are we're almost halfway sold out already. So
wow,
we're in
for both.
Pardon?
For both courses or the advanced course?
For the advanced and then for the new courses that we're bringing on. So the foundational has a few people registered, but the advanced So we have 2 new classes we're launching the first 6 weeks, and food allergies for caregivers. And all of the or both of those are not NCS specific. So those are also classes that apply to nannies, postpartum doulas, and parents. So they are a really content rich class, but they're focused, a more general focus than only newborns. Because you know what? New parents have to take care of a new baby. And I talked to a nanny just today who is working for a family that is having a new baby. And she's never been with a baby younger than 12 weeks before. So she's interested, that sort of thing. And those classes will be filmed on the very last day that we're there. And so it's a lot of fun. It's more fun than you would think.
No, it sounds fun. It sounds fun. I'm sure we're all going to learn a lot.
Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that we like to do, and we couldn't do last time we were in Denver because COVID was still a bigger, well, not a bigger issue. It's a big issue, period. But it was impacting us more at that time. We couldn't hold the traditional networking event that we like to do. We had to do our network. Yeah, we had to do it online, which, thank you for doing that regardless. But there's going to be a networking event this time. So tell us when it's going to be, where it's going to be, who's invited.
Everybody's invited. So anybody who wants to come that's been to any of the trainings is more than welcome. We were thinking we'd have it here at our office, which is right next door to the ballroom. Mm-hmm. But depending on how many people want to come, you might look at Hacienda Grill, which is across the street, kind of down the street a little bit, that has really great margaritas. Maybe we rent that room. But we'll find something really fun for everybody. Sitting in a classroom all day long, it's nice to unwind. So those people that are there on Saturday that just need to kind of stretch and talk and have some good refreshments, we'll make sure everyone has a good time.
Yeah, no, it's always been fun in the past. And so I anticipate it will be at this event, it will be good too. So if somebody's watching this, Ginger, and they are a nanny in the Denver market, maybe they're even registered with you, or maybe they're a postpartum doula, or come from a different background, but they've worked with kids, and they say, hey, I think I want to do this. I took the training, and they want to work with ABC. How does that work? Do they have to apply? Do they have to have a certain amount of experience? Do they just send you an email? What does it look like?
They can email me. They can really do a lot of different ways to get a hold of me. But Ginger at ABC Nannies, I'd like to see their resume or at least a list of their qualifications. It seems like most of the nannies that have gone through your course have some sort of resume put together. But if not, I actually put them in touch with a few resume writing services so they can put together their own resume. And I set up an interview with them, a chat with them, get to know them, learn more about their experience to see kind of how I can work with them and what sort of placements they would be good for. I do their references, their criminal background checks, and it's nice because I work with a lot of different people with a lot of different preferences. So I have a lot of moms themselves that have young kids at home that just want to work 2 or 3 nights a week. I have some professional nannies that want to do this full time and like 5 to 7 nights a week or 24-hour 7 contracts. And some that just fill in that do in between contracts. They'll do 1 or 2 nights here and there. So no matter what kind of level that they want to do, I'm happy to work with them and find what works best for them.
Fantastic. And I know one of the things. Go ahead.
That's okay. I think one thing that makes us unique from some agencies is we don't, we let our NCSs and night nannies use their own contract if they have one. So I'm going to honor whatever their hourly rate is. I'm going to honor their contract. I'm here to facilitate an introduction to the right family depending on what their hourly wage is and what they're looking for in a contract.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things I was going to say that I know that you do as well is you ask people to kind of keep you apprised of their availability, which is one of the things that I think it makes it a great way to work with you. And not every agency does that.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, once I get to know you and become someone who supports you, I want to hear from you and hear about your experiences And so that when that right job comes in, I can make sure that if I know you're available, I'm going to pitch you over the phone to that family. I'm going to tell them how great you are. And of course, I'm going to give you the opportunity to say yes or no to a job to see if you're interested. But one thing I do that also might be a little different is I try to only present 2 nannies to each, or newborn care specialists to each family I work with. As a new mom, I've found that if I give them more than 2 choices, they're just overwhelmed. They can't decide. They have a hard enough time deciding between 2 great people. If I give them 3, it's not going to happen. So, there's always a little bit of competition when you're going for a job, but I think it's important you find the right fit. And for both the family and the newborn care specialists, it's really important that you find someone you are going to have a good relationship with, because it's such an important relationship.
Yep, I agree with you very much. So we're going to be together. It's going to be at the end of July.
So excited.
Yeah, and we will post in the feed. You'll be able to take a look and see the registration information to get signed up. But definitely it is selling quickly. So if you want to be there, I would absolutely get signed up right away. And of course, because it's a filming event, the filmed courses, the ones that we're refilming or filming new, there's a special price on that. And there's also a special price if you're coming to spend the whole week with us, which we have several people signed up already to do that. So that's going to be fun as well. Before we wrap up for tonight, Ginger, is there anything else that you want to share with our audience?
Well, I want to compliment you, Tanya, because you have great courses, and I know that our students that I send to you learn so much. And I always feel so much better about sending someone out who's been through your specific classes versus your competitors. Not to say that there are not other good trainings out there, but I really feel confident that your students are going to learn a lot. And makes my job so much easier knowing that they have that great background going into any family.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We work very hard to try and provide a quality experience for all of our students. So, and I know you do the same when you're trying to get them placed. So it works well.
Really.
So I am really excited to be able to come to Denver at the end of July, and I will look forward to get to be with you, Ginger, and all the students in person. I think we're all ready. We're all ready to be back together. And
well, let's see if we sell out as fast as Aptness sold out for their conference.
Right? I know.
You poor to get out.
I know. I have Julie set a timer. I'm like, get me registered now.
I'm excited to see everyone's face, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we welcome you all to Denver. We welcome you to our office. We'll definitely have a fun event planned for Saturday night. So we look forward to seeing you all.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that reminds me. One other quick question for you, Ginger, because not everybody does. Does ABC Nannies and Domestics work with out-of-state candidates?
I work with a lot of out-of-state candidates.
Yeah.
So, and it's interesting because a lot of people I've noticed NCSs really like to travel. And they like to have new experiences. And it seems like a lot of the people I work with have ties here. Maybe they have a parent that lives here, or a sibling, or a really good friend that lives in Denver. And so they reach out to me because they know they can get an Airbnb if they get a 5 to 7 night contract, and they're happy to do that for the right job. So I actually work with a lot of out-of-state candidates.
Yep. And I love that you guys do that. Not everybody does. And everybody has their own challenges around that, but it does seem to work pretty well, and students love that. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us on Real Talk Ginger. As always, it's a pleasure to chat with you and an honor to have you. And I'm thrilled to be able to come back to Denver and work with ABC to put on another training.
Oh, thank you so much, Tanya, for coming out. And we look forward to seeing you all very soon. I can't believe July is kind of around the corner.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it? So if you and our audience have any questions about the Denver live training and filming event, put them in the feed and tag Newborn Care Solutions. We'll make sure you get an answer. If you have questions about working with the ABC Nannies and Domestics, put those in the feed and tag Ginger Swift, and we'll make sure that you get answers as well. If you're wanting to rewatch this segment or catch any of our past Real Talk episodes, You can find them along with all of our other content at newborncaresolutions.com and click on the education tab. And all of our Real Talks are also up on our YouTube channel. All you have to do is search Real Talk Newborn Care Solutions and they all come up. So thanks for joining us and have a fantastic night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
See you soon.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye.